This year's champions, the Lady Bears from Shaw University, led by head coach Jacques. Coach Curtis, if you would just start us off with a comment about tonight's game, and we will open the floor if there are any questions or comments for the coach or the student athletes.
It was the type of game that we talked about yesterday at the press conference we expected. You know, we played Fayetteville twice before. You know, we knew it was going to be a battle of rebounds and free throws. And we felt, we knew the key to the game was rebounding and free throws. When we lost to them the first time, they out-rebounded us and they shot more free throws than us. Then we played them the second time in Fayetteville. We out-rebounded them and shot more free throws. So we knew the key to the game had nothing to do with the ball going in the basket. It had to do with not putting them on the line as much and out-rebounding them. And we out-rebounded them 48-41, and we shot 18 out of 22 from the free throw line, and they shot 10 out of 11. So that was the difference in the game, free throws and rebounds. We won that battle, and we won the game.
Questions from the floor?
Coach, congratulations. Well-prepared game. Three-point shooting. Maybe the lane was a bit on the basket tonight for you all. Y'all couldn't get it. But second chance points what really kept you in the ball game, because it seemed like Pebble was boxing out, and your big people had a field day down there. Any of the players want to talk about that? The bigs down low having a field day. Want to talk about how?
Well, let me say my piece first. It wasn't that they just wasn't boxing out. Our folks wanted it. They knew to win that game they had to battle. So it wasn't that they weren't boxing out. You know, I think we were hungry. You know, they were hungry, but we were a little bit hungrier. You know, and if you looked at the games before then, when we played Elizabeth City and Winston, it was the same type of game. We kept getting second chance shots. And I think the hunger was, you know, more what it was, not the fact that they weren't boxing out, because they were playing hard, but I just think, you know, our folks played just a little bit harder and wanted it, you know, more. Y'all can, anything to say here?
I've been talking. Get ahead, Post. Y'all want to say something?
Yeah.
The personal challenges. Set personal goals and you reach them. And for all of us, we have a personal goal as a group. And for the post players, we have a personal goal to get double-figure rebounds. And so, while we out there, that's what's on our mind. Nothing more than to get double-figure rebounds. Go hard to the boards all the time.
Coach, looking forward, do you think that the fact that you have the big players, that wherever you go, you're going to be able to move forward?
Obviously, I mean, definitely. We feel like we can compete, you know, no matter who we're playing with. I mean, we felt like we had the tough road to a championship. You know, anybody that follows the league this year knew that Shaw, Fayetteville, and Elizabeth City were the best three teams. And then after that, you had Winston-Salem. So, you know, when we didn't win the division on our side, we had to take the hard road and beat Winston, Elizabeth City, and Fayetteville. So, no, we feel like we really, you know, battle-tested, you know, and we hungry. You know, we've seen some of the teams in the region. You know, we feel like we can compete, you know, with any of them. You know, our team is built for the road. You know, we have the #1 road record, you know, in the division. We 13-1. We've only lost one game on the road, you know, all year, and that was at Elizabeth City. So we feel like, you know, sometimes we'd rather play on the road because the distraction is a little bit, you know, less.
Jacques, you talk about cutting off their transition game, but I guess that goes back to rebounding a little bit, but you totally kept them from getting the fast break points that they really like to do. How did you kind of do that?
Oh, but actually, they want transition, and we did a good job. You know, you got to man the boards, you know, and not let them get out. You know, they got a sideline break, and our guards did a good job of slowing up the ball. And like I say, the key to the game was not letting them get out in transition. You know, this game really looked just like the game we had at Fayetteville. You know, the girls did an excellent job playing the 2-3. You know, and we played 2-3 this whole game. And when we beat them at Fayetteville, we played 2-3 the entire game. So we're trying to make them, you know, do something they didn't want to do. So, I mean, the girls really, you know, sometimes they don't execute, you know, like we want them to do all the time. But when it really counted in the tournament, you know, they did defensively everything that we needed them to do. You know, just like we played 13, which is our 1-3-1 against Elizabeth City. You know, so when you get to the tournament, you know, Shaw women's basketball teams really tend to get focused. You know, and we always feel like if we can get to the championship game, like I said, we was in here on Wednesday, our thing was, hey, if we get to Saturday, you know, and if we can get to Saturday, we feel like we can make something happen, because usually when we get here, you know, the girls know how to close the deal.
Well, to any of the players, you know, you all had a key injury late in the season. You had the toughest route to get here. You had to play the other 3 best teams in this conference. Where did you find what it took to dig down deep and bring home this championship? Where did you find that?
With each other. And I say that. Yeah, somebody else.
I'm saying Koya.
Yeah, once Koya went down, we all knew that we wanted to get the win, but we also wanted to do it for her because this is her senior year. So it's like for her to go down the last game is kind of big, so we wanted to play for her. So she was kind of most of our motivation.
I think a lot of it had to do with Koya going down to like not being selfish. We knew that we had to take care of our bodies at that point. We had to play for each other, and if we didn't have each other, we didn't have nobody. I think Koya getting hurt showed us a lot, like opened our eyes up a lot.
Her positiveness.
Yeah.
The whole road, like the whole time we've been here. You know, she got here late because she was getting herself checked out and all that stuff, but came in just upbeat, happy, keeping us all together.
Never negative.
Never negative. Talking to everybody, making sure everybody, sending personal messages to everybody, keeping everybody up to be just, she a leader. She probably the #1 leader in the CIAA.
Inspired.
Coach, could you talk about the disparity in bench scoring, 38-6, obviously was a huge deal.
Well, our bench is probably the strongest bench in the CIAA. You know, we got people on the bench could be starting. We got people that starting that could come off the bench. You know, I think this year when we started out, I mean, and this probably not, you know, talent-wise, we lost some talent, you know, from where we started out this year. You know, if you come from a talent standpoint, we had a whole lot more talent than we have right now. But sometimes a lot of talent just don't work. You know, so really it boiled down to subtraction makes addition for us. So we got down to this group that really wanted to play together. You know, even though they don't get along all the time. But, yeah, but it was about them coming together, you know. And if you can't survive that first group that we have on the court, when we go to our bench, we feel like you're in trouble. You know, if you want to get us, you need to get us early. Because when we go to our bench, there was nobody in the conference that has on their bench what we have on our bench. You know, and I think that was the difference. If you look at last night's game, Fayetteville starters played 38, 39, and 35 minutes, which is a lot of minutes. You know, and, you know, nobody on our team played more than 27 other than Diamond. You know, so I think it's like last year's theme, you know, we felt like we were deeper than everyone else, and we feel like we can wear you down a little bit. And I think it's the same theme this year. We were able to wear people down. And our bench came through with like I said, with big numbers. And also 40 to 15 in the paint. You know, that's a big difference. You know, we got 40 in the paint, they got 15.
Coach, where does this championship rank amongst your career with everything that this team's been through, with the injury to Sequoia, the roster changes you guys made throughout the year, and only having 2 players back from last year's team? Where does this one rank in your career?
Probably right at the top, because this team has been through a lot. You know, you start out with 17, 18 girls, and you end up with 11, and then one goes down the day before the last game, you know, who's a senior, who was on that team, so that was a big, you know, hit right there. You know, and then for everybody on this team, you know, they've had moments when they came up big for us. You know, and that's the thing, when you have a team, everybody gets a chance. You might only get 1 chance, you might get 2 chances. You know, when we played Fayetteville, it seemed 2 weeks ago, the last game of the year, you know, Jessica, freshman from California, she's somewhere around here, right? She started that game and had a heck of a game. You know, when we lost all the point guards, you know, Diamond came in and did a tremendous job, you know. And then when you look at Izzy, who was on the team last year, didn't play a whole lot, you know. She was in the back seat of the car. We call it, you know, you're in the back seat, you just riding around, you know. And now she's in the back seat to driving the car. You know, so she got a chance to drive the car, and it's just big for the seniors to go out as champions. You know, last year seniors went out as champions, and this group of seniors wanted to go out the same way. You know, and I'm just happy for them to go out as CIAA champions, and also to get the 3-peat, which is the first time in the history of CIAA same school that's three-peated twice. And Shaw has 10 CIAA championships in women's basketball now. So they've had a chance to go out there and make some history now. And every team before them had a chance to make history, and now they're having a chance to make their own history.